coming to an end. Whilst across the Pennines there's a serious new pretender, a club scene inspired by the rave culture of the city's industrial surroundings. This is the sound of Sheffield. Lfo are signed to Sheffield's Warp label. Their debut single went top 10, selling 130,000 copies.
We started off with this at £30. This was 2 years ago when we first got this. Like, now we've just got on for big money. DJs all over the world, you know, like playing our music, like people, you know, where I work, like they've said, like when they're on holiday, you know, they were dancing to our, you know, songs in like Cyprus.
Sheffield's always had a sort of a history, or like our heritage is like electronic dance music, from like the Cabs and the Human League, people like Hula and Shag. So it'll always have some of that in it, but it'll always have some Northern Soul in it, you know what I mean? It'll always have some heavy industry in it, because that's our town. That's why records from Chicago and Detroit have been so important in a place like Sheffield, because they're like steel towns.
Warp Records have played a large part in the developing techno scene. Warp stands for We Are Reasonable People, and was set up by Steve Beckett and Rob Mitchell.
The Sheffield scene is more like a funk scene. It's you know, it started off with all the imports, and it's still very true to that sort of funk feel. Whereas the Manchester scene is more true to, it's almost more like a Euro-influenced dance scene.
This is Compulsion, one of several clubs in Steel City where techno fiends come to hear the latest kicking sounds. Whether you're into bleeps, clonks, or just great dance music, this is the place to be. Other popular venues include Occasions and Loud, and the queues outside the clubs are now rivaling McDonald's in Moscow.
We've got a dance night going here Wednesdays and one on Saturdays, which both are filled to capacity. So like Sheffield's club scene now is healthier than it's ever been. They just go mental. It's like no, but I've been to like all the clubs in London. I did the Hacienda for ages, and like because it's homegrown music, people just love it. There's a real rapport.
Sheffield's Nightmares on Wax went top 20 last autumn with their Aftermath single. Their debut album is released in February.
There's a healthy dance scene all over the north. I mean, the north's definitely kicking now. I mean, all that was heard before was just Manchester, but it's time for people to understand it's not just Manchester, it's Leeds, Sheffield and up north.
The Mystic Knights are one of Sheffield's hottest new acts. This is their second single, Intensity, which has been released on another local label, Mr. Modo.
Personally, I get more satisfaction out of seeing people dancing to my record. Like, well, that's the way it's always been for me, really. I've always wanted to do like music for people to dance to rather than like to get paid for it.
Those who are interested in money can look to local government to find the latest music sponsor.
Sheffield City Council's putting a lot of money into buildings to enable local studios like FON, Human League and Axis, and of course its own studios, Red Tape, to stay in the city rather than having to move down to London, and keep the talent that's based in Sheffield in the city itself.
There's so much talent in Sheffield that's coming through, and people are concerned about the music, they're not concerned about the clothes, they're not concerned about the image of the club they're in, and that's just really showing through. I mean, everyone's trying to make music at the moment in Sheffield.